What's up, everybody? How we doing this afternoon slash evening? We're going to be breaking down this Celtics versus Cleveland Cavaliers round two matchup, going over the injuries with Kristaps Porzingis possibly. Going over, is that going to be a big issue for the Boston Celtics? We'll also be diving in, looking at a plethora of other things, matchups, how many games are the Boston Celtics going to get it done? All of that stuff, breaking it down on this live stream here. And then after that, you guys will be able to participate in the radio call-in. So like I mentioned, if you look at the pinned comment down below, if you guys are not already in the Discord and you would like to be part of this radio call-in live in stream, go into the Discord, go into the waiting room, and send a thumbs up emoji, and you will be pulled up after the fact. You will be pulled up, and you can break down your thoughts, and we can discuss this Boston Celtics team here together. I'm ecstatic. I'm having some great time tonight. And like I mentioned, we'll be having a watch-along live stream tomorrow where you guys will see myself, Isaac, and our special guest, Brandon Slater from the main Celtics, talking on Celtics Digest. It should be an absolute fantastic time. I'm really excited. I'm ecstatic, and I'm ready to dive into all the fun. Let us know what you guys think down below, like I mentioned, in the comment section, so we can have the best time hanging out here, breaking down all of this Boston Celtics news. But like I mentioned, we're going to be here having a good time. Life's Quiet Journey's in here. What's up, lads? Life's Quiet Journey, how we doing? Big supporter of the stream, saying, let's go Boston Celtics. Of course, we want to root for the Boston Celtics. And like we mentioned, let's dive in and let's get into this preview here for you guys. So as we all know, the Boston Celtics are now going to be taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round. I would have rather played the Orlando Magic. I felt like their offense could have had some nights like this Miami Heat team did in the first round, where they were very, very inconsistent from three-point range, and they would easily disapparate and fade away in some late-game antics, especially with their not that great playoff experience. So I was hoping that the Celtics would match up against the Magic. I was hoping Paolo would be able to get it done versus this Cleveland Cavaliers team. But unfortunately, the Boston Celtics are going to go up against Donovan Mitchell, maybe even Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and this Cleveland Cavaliers squad. Ultimately, I do think that the Boston Celtics will be able to get the best out of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I am confident in our squad. I'm confident in our players. I'm confident in everybody for this team, especially even with no Kristaps Porzingis. I am still confident in our squad. And we broke down a video talking about Kristaps Porzingis over the last couple of days. And if you guys want to get a little bit more of an update here, we can give you one. As you guys can see from Taylor Snow, the Celtics injury report for Cleveland tomorrow is that Kristaps Porzingis is out with a right soleus strain. But if you guys missed the video today, I'll give you guys a little bit of a tad bit of information. Kristaps Porzingis could come back by the end of this series. As you guys know, Jay Crawford, a guy who used to work for First Take at ESPN, but now works for a Cleveland show breaking down Cleveland news, he came out and said that he talked to some sources, and some sources close to the Celtics were saying that Kristaps Porzingis could return in this series. Now, do I think that the Boston Celtics are going to rush him back into this series? They're going to make sure that he's readily available for Game 4, possibly even Game 5? I do not think so. Someone in our comment section brought up the fact that they might want to do a little bit of a minute restriction with Kristaps Porzingis, and that's not something that I would be totally against either. I think bringing Kristaps Porzingis in, having him, work with this team, kind of get his fundamental state set, get his game back set and ready to go a game or two before the Eastern Conference Finals would be huge. But ultimately, I do not want him to re-aggravate this injury. I do not want him to re-injure himself. So my honest opinion, I am saying to keep Kristaps Porzingis out, waiting for Kristaps Porzingis to be ready to go with this team and to be, fully 100%. Now, I think that the Celtics will not bring him back in this series unless he's 100%, which is a good sign. We talked about in our other couple videos, it's historic that Kristaps Porzingis wants to be able to come back from this injury as fast as he can, and we're already less than a week since this injury, and our boy Kristaps Porzingis is already progressing on the court, already doing some workouts in the gym, which again is huge for this Boston Celtics team, especially with this Western Conference. Having a guy in Chet Holmgren with Kristaps Porzingis, you're going to be able to have to match up his length. But with teams like Denver and teams like Minnesota, who we've already seen clashing in this series, being back and forth, going heads at it back and forth, we could see a guy and Kristaps Porzingis definitely needing to be used for those tougher teams, especially with their great big man depth and the ability to rebound and box out. We saw at the Boston Celtics, they did a fantastic job on the rebounding, on the turnovers, not the greatest on the free throws, but the other two categories versus the Miami Heat, and we hope to see those antics keep up the pace. Now, ultimately, going into this series, I think the Celtics are going to be able to get it done in 5 games. As we know, Kristaps Porzingis is the only one on the injury report for the Boston Celtics for game 1 on our squad. But for the Cavaliers, they have an injury in themselves, and that is Jarrett Allen. Now, Jarrett Allen has been dealing with a rib injury that he had in game 5, came out in game 5, did not play game 6, and did not play in game 7. He was ruled out in that contest, which is huge for the Boston Celtics because Jarrett Allen is their best rebounder, has contributed to a lot of their rebounding. In game 1 and game 2, had a combined 38 rebounds, I believed. So again, the Boston Celtics having no Kristaps Porzingis are going to want to have no Jarrett Allen so that they can use Evan Mobley and have him be, the primary big man down low. And I truly think the Boston Celtics will be able to utilize that and feast off of that. Having Al Horford, having Luke Cornett, having Xavier Tillman work on a guy on Evan Mobley is going to be huge. He was supposed to take those steps defensively. He's been solid on the defensive side, but again, still young, still has those jitters. And again, going up against some veterans who've had that playoff experience in Al Horford, the grizzled veteran on this team, a guy on Luke Cornett who understands his role. I'm telling you guys, we're going to be able to help out down there. And Donovan Mitchell tweaked his knee in game 6 when he lost, dropping 50 points, trying to have this Cavs team close out the game in series in 6. Unfortunately, was unable to, which led to 7. But yeah, dropped 50 points compared to the Cavs' 96 total as a team. Tweaked his knee, came back, scored all 14 points in all 18 points in the fourth quarter. That's what the Cavaliers are going to have sometimes. That's what they're going to need to get by with this Celtics squad. Now, will they have a game like Miami did where they shoot really hot from three-point range? Guys like Max Strus, guys like Georges Niang, Karis LeVert, when I went to go see him play against the Boston Celtics in the regular season, he torched us. Could those guys kind of go off? Could those guys, give them a little bit of a spark off the bench and possibly win them a game or two? I do believe so. I don't think this is going to be an easy sweep for the Boston Celtics. I do think that it's going to be a tough matchup. But with no Dean Wade, the Celtics killer from the regular season from that disappointing loss, and obviously no Jarrett Allen, those are two key huge pieces for the Boston Celtics to control and dominate down low in the paint. Like I mentioned, I'm believing in our squad. I'm trusting with our guys. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, right now, that this Boston Celtics team is something not to be scared of. Is something to be scared of. You should fear this team. And ladies and gentlemen, they are coming for that banner 18. I think that they're going to be able to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in a total of 5 games. That's what I'm going to say. 5 games. I think that it's going to be close. I think, like I mentioned, I think a guy like Max Strus is going to go off one game. Maybe Donovan Mitchell has a little bit of a heater. We saw it in the first round. Him and Paolo Banchero having these battles back and forth. He's a great offensive talent, and he's very, very skilled at scoring. So I desperately would think that he's going to have a good game. But I do believe the Celtics will be able to get the best of this series with Porzingis, without Porzingis, however it matches up. And I think we'll be able to close it out. And T. Snizzle's thinking the same thing. He's saying they can, but he's not worried. But as we break this down, we're going to get this radio call-in part of the stream activated here. So I'm going to look in the chat down here. We're going to see if anybody in the waiting room is ready to go. We got our boy, we got M, and we have N. So I'm going to join the streaming room, and I'm going to call for my boy N. I believe that is Nakos. If you are in the stream here, you're welcome to join the streaming thing. Whenever he is ready. I know that the stream is a little bit delayed here. So Nakos, I just texted him right now. He should be getting ready to join the actual talk in the chat. And then once he's here, we'll get it all set up. And then we'll get to talking and breaking down Nakos' thoughts with the Boston Celtics. And M, you are going to be up next. So after Nakos is done, I'll call you up. And again, if you guys are joining here, if you guys are new here to the stream, if you guys do want to join the radio call-in portion, we're going to be doing these I want to do them weekly. This last weekend I was busy, but again, I want to start doing these. I want to start having some fun doing them. So again, if you enjoy it, join the Discord link down below, and you can be brought into the Discord to talk, chat, and break down this Boston Celtics team here. Let me just fix that real quick. I just disappeared, but I'll be back in 3, 2, 1, and boom, there I am, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. So yes, Nakos, if he is in here, I do believe can join the Discord thing. Nako. Okay, so Nako is going to join the Discord whenever he is ready to go, and then we can get Nako in here, and we can have a good time breaking it down. Here he is right here saying Celtics win in 6. So I do know that Nako is chilling in the stream, so we'll just wait for him to join. And again, like I mentioned, if you want to be part of the stream, if you want to have your voice heard after Nako or after M, join the Discord. Hit that pinned link down below in the comment section. Go into the waiting room. Send a thumbs up emoji, and then you will be picked. You'll be brought out here. And again, you can discuss, give us your thoughts about the Boston Celtics, your praise, kind of how you feel. We can kind of discuss going back and forth. And again, this team, I'm very confident going into this series. And like I mentioned, we're going to have Brandon Slater from the main Celtics on this thing. So it's going to be cool. We're going to have him on the live stream. We're going to have that set up. We're going to have that going. So, again, like I mentioned, Brandon Slater is going to be here tomorrow, which is going to be an absolute fantastic time. I'm super, super excited for that as well. Again, courtesy of our boy Isaac from Celtics Digest. He is huge for being able to do that. Mars is the other person that wants to join. But Nako, if you see this, just join the streaming call here in the Discord, and then, yeah, you'll be good to go. But Nako's saying, easy series, don't listen to Bruce. He doesn't have the hat on. Hey, T-Snizzle, where's the hat? You want the hat? The cap, though. The cap is the disrespect cap. You know what I mean? It's not. Nako is going to say that those audio is a little wonky, so he's not going to join at the moment. But he thinks the Celtics won in 6, 3-ball or not. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, bro. This 3-ball is fire from this team. We saw, obviously, with Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. All these players can step up, shoot, and hit the 3-ball. Even Sam Hauser in Game 1 and in Game 5 was huge, hitting those 4 threes to start off. And then in Game 5 was clutch, scoring 17 points. But if Nako is not going to join here, I'm going to call the next person up to the stage. So Mars, that would be you. So I'm going to reply to you back on the Discord here. Join stream talk when ready. Okay. So we're going to get our boy Mars up in here, and he's going to, break down the Celtics, give us his thoughts and stuff. Kozu's in here in the chat saying, from Beantown, live in Florida now. Wish they were playing Orlando. Would have been my first C's playoff game. Well, Kozu, I'm in the similar situation as you. Unfortunately, I have yet to be to a Celtics postseason game. I've been to an abundance of regular season games, but I've yet to make it for a postseason one. That is my ultimate dream. I would love to, go during this series, but doing these live streams, we'll have to wait and see if I'll be able to even do that possibly or not. But hopefully we'll be able to get those done, be able to go to a game. And like you mentioned, I wish we could have played Orlando too. I felt like their offense had some inconsistencies from three-point range, like we saw in Game 7 with them losing that lead, and they could just, really fall apart from three-point range. Cole Anthony, just solid three-point shooter, but a little bit inconsistent. Gary Harris, not the most consistent. They need that other scorer to put them over the top, and them not having that ultimately cost them. But I would have loved to match up against Orlando, even though they do have, the best of us in recent years. They have gotten those surprising wins from versus this Boston Celtics team. I truly thought that would be able to, take this team out, be able to break them, and be able to do it. But yeah, unfortunate that we're going to have to go against the Cavaliers, because I do believe that with Donovan Mitchell, they have a chance to steal a game. One question I have is, do the Celtics beat the Cavs by double digits in any of these games? Well, Nako, I got an answer for that. I think so. So as we saw with the Boston Celtics in round one, ladies and gentlemen, we saw that this team is absolutely dominating in their wins. And even though the Miami Heat offense was very lackluster, fell apart in some instances, I do believe that this Cavaliers offense is going to be better than this Miami Heat offense. Is it going to be, a top tier offense, one that the Celtics is going to rival every single night, going trading baskets back and forth? No, I do not believe so. But I do believe that this Cavaliers team will be able to go on runs, will be able to take leads back from the Boston Celtics, and I think that they are going to be closer matches. But I am going to come out and say that game one, I do believe, will be a double-digit victory, Nako. I have to agree with that. Kozu thinks he's a bad luck or something. They always lose to the Magic when I go, so probably for the best. Hey, man, don't feel bad about that. But, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ever since drafting Paolo's been kind of our kryptonite, and I don't know if that's telling for years in the future. Hopefully not. But, yeah, the Magic, just for some reason, have always had our number the last couple of years, and the Celtics are definitely going to have to work on overcoming that and, beating that, especially with them being a young team getting better and better. Luckily, we're not going to have to go through it this year. But for future years, the Magic are going to be a scary team. Like I mentioned, go get that scorer. A guy like Malik Monk, I think, will be really, really nice. But yeah, I don't know if he's going to want to leave. But Charles saying, we'll be there from work tomorrow. What is the time? So the stream tomorrow is at 7 p.m. Charles Miller will be live at 7 p.m. And for those that are tuning in and do not know, I'll give another announcement on the community page. But we are going to have Brandon Slater. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Slater from the Maine Celtics, courtesy of my co-host Isaac. Luckily, he's going to come on, hop on, have a good time with us, hang out, and have a blast doing this live watch along. I'm absolutely ecstatic to talk along Brandon Slater, kind of get his inside on the G League, kind of talk to him about some of our other players. Maybe we can talk to him about Nemi, Jordan Walsh, Drew Peterson, because he played with those guys on the G League team, which I think is super exciting to see that and have that, extra person be able to give that insight. But also he's going to know some stuff about the real team, know some stuff about the sets, the offense, the defense, all that type of stuff. So it'll be absolutely fantastic. You guys will be able to drop your comments. He'll be answering stuff. We'll be having a great time. Charles, once again, thank you, my guy, for tuning out to here. And thank you for giving the compliment on the new do. Yes, just got the fresh cut this weekend. Desperately was needed. But Nako saying that Tatum's getting double-digit boards on the reg is a great sign for this postseason. You couldn't be more right, Nako. That's what I'm talking about. Had that triple-double in Game 1, which was huge, his first career triple-double. And then the last two games, Game 4 and Game 5, had a total combined 23 rebounds in both contests. I believe he had 11 in Game 4 and 12 in Game 5. Just absolutely ridiculous to see, especially from a guy who in Game 4 and in Game 5 wasn't hitting his shots as consistent. With this Boston Celtics team, something we have seen in the past couple years in these playoff runs, is that when guys like Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown went cold or couldn't hit the shots, the game was over. The team froze up. Smart would try to do his best. Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon, Robert Williams all tried their hardest, but there wasn't that extra star power, that extra oomph. It was the two guys and the Jays, and if the Jays fall asleep one day or one of the Jays have a bad game, cross your fingers and pray that somebody wakes up from our depth in our core. But with this team, you can see if Jason Tatum's having a bad shooting night like he did in Game 4 and Game 5, guys like Derek White can step up. Guys like Jaylen Brown can step up. And even guys, I know that he's injured, Kristaps Porzingis, but he had a fantastic Game 1 and Game 3, really setting the tone for the Boston Celtics in that first round series. That's what you love to see. Horford, Drew Holiday being those defensive menaces all around, guys, doing all the intangibles, getting the rebounds, getting the assists, getting those blocks, getting those steals, giving all their effort on the defensive side. And recently, Al Horford stepping up with Porzingis going down, having an impactful Game 5 and second half in Game 4. You love to see that out of your core players. And like Nako saying, I feel like this season He's been playing more like a true forward, talking about Jason Tatum and saying not as much as like a player who doesn't know if they're a guard or a forward. No, I totally agree. That's what I'm saying. I totally agree. He has, been a little bit shot heavy with his three-pointers. He's never going to fade away from the three-point shot. He's always going to be a prioritized scorer from the three-point range or the mid-range compared to driving to the rack. But we did see this year, like you mentioned, that dog type of performance with JT, with him getting to the rack, beefing up on that muscle, and really prioritizing trying to get those foul calls and those and ones, which is lovely to see. It's not just JB prioritizing it, it's both of them. And JB might prioritize it a little bit more. It might fit his style of gameplay or fit of tune a little bit better. But again, absolutely fantastic from what we've seen from both of those guys so far. JB really proving those haters wrong, especially those Miami Heat fans, because those were his biggest critics last year following that Game 7 performance, that whole entire playoff series. Everybody from Miami was freaking out. Everybody was calling out this team. Everybody was hating on our Boston Celtics, but no, ladies and gentlemen, they came out, they played, they did their right thing, and they took care of that Miami Heat team, especially Jaylen Brown and Derek White, putting on this fantastic finishes in Game 5 and in the second half of Game 4 to kind of take over the series. But if you guys, like I mentioned, want to join, want to kind of give your thoughts and opinions in this radio call-in stream, join the Discord pinned link down below and send that thumbs up so that you can be featured in the stream. We're currently waiting for Mars or Nako if either one of them would like to join and get up on here. If not, no worries. We can kind of just break this down, look at the chat for the next, couple minutes here, 5-10 minutes, and then we'll probably call the stream off just because if no one's going to be participating in the radio call-ins, if nobody wants to chat, if no one wants to really give their thoughts, their opinions, kind of break down what they think about this team, then, again, it's just me rambling for 30, 45 minutes here. But, again, no Jared Allen possibly for this series is going to be huge for the Boston Celtics. He's having trouble raising his arms with the problem in his ribs. So, I mean, that's pretty bad if he can't even, raise his arms and can't even get them up there because his ribs hurting that badly. So, again, Celtics, the Cavs not having Jared Allen without having Kristaps Porzingis is huge. It allows the Celtics to prioritize that one big man with Evan Mobley and possibly even run some smaller ball lineups with this team, kind of working Al Horford and Xavier Tillman as those two bigs compared to Al Horford and Luke Cornett, which we saw with Miami due to the fact that them having Bam Adebayo and they needed that tall, lanky defender or that big, beefy body to switch off to guard Bam Adebayo. But truly, I think that this team, going into this series versus Cleveland and having this is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm ready to go. It's going to be a wild ride. And we got our boy Nako who joined here. Nako, if you want to do a little mic test here, you can give it a little mic test and we'll make sure that it's coming out on my phone and then we'll be good to go.
Sick. Sounds good. Can you hear me?
Alrighty.
Hello? Hello?
Fix this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to fix that. And
how about now?
Let me
Can you hear me?
Bring you where are my headphones? Let me get my headphones.
Testing. Hello?
Nako, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Awesome. We're good.
Hello.
How we doing?
Doing good. And for the viewers, everyone watching, hello. My name is Nako. I'm a Celtics fan from Western Massachusetts. Very happy to be on here.
Awesome, Nako. How we doing today? How we doing? I'm glad that you could tune in. Glad you could be our first participant here for the call-in live stream. And what would you kind of say? What are your thoughts on this Celtics team? What do you have to break down on our squad here? What do you want to talk about?
Well, after the Miami series, I'm really not that concerned. Actually, if anything, I thought it was really funny after Game 2, the way Kendrick Perkins and the others were like, "Oh, this is a disaster. The Celtics, they're not making the second round." Everyone was just freaking out after Miami won Game 2. But I've been nothing but sure of my Celtics since then. They have been going crazy, and we can definitely see I think they're starting to get it that the three ball you can't just live and die by the three ball. You need other parts of the game to win. We've seen some more physical play from the Jays. Derek White has been so good. He's just gone off, and it's been wonderful to see. And really, my only, call it a criticism, comment, whatever you want. I really just think Joe Mazzulla should give both Luke Cornett and Neemias Queta some more touches in this playoff series. They're both big, bruising, physical defenders, especially Neemias Queta, and I think that would do us wonders in the long run.
You bring up some great points, my guy. First things first, I want to talk about how you mentioned the Jays being more physical, not really living and dying by that three ball. And we clearly saw that in this series here. In game 3 or 4, I can't remember off the top of my head, believe it was game 4, they struggled from shooting it just as a team in general. The Heat came out shooting 1 for 9 from three-point range, but ended up out shooting the Boston Celtics from 3 in that game. But the Celtics still found a way to win by 14 points off those Miami turnovers. And again, off of scoring in the paint, being physical with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So again, I agree with that statement with you. And like you keep mentioning, this team cannot be lazy, cannot settle for these threes. They got to be physical. They got to be on that tack. They got to really start hyping it up. And you brought up another great point. Neemias Queta and Luke Cornett. Both of those guys obviously should be getting more playing time with Kristaps Porzingis suffering this injury. And I know that there's rumors that he could be back for this series. Ultimately, I don't think that's the smartest decision. But if he isn't back, I think we'll get to see Luke. Neemias, on the other hand, I would love to see him get some action. I just think that the fact that he's a 15th guy and he was signed last, I don't necessarily know if he's going to get that. But like we mentioned, and I know that we've talked about this before, his run with this in that Western Conference road trip was huge for the Boston Celtics. Huge. Like, he stepped up absolutely fantastically for this squad, getting those 2 double-double games. And I thought he was going to be that main backup big after that. Was that kind of your thoughts as well?
Absolutely. And I mean, it makes sense that they've given Luke Cornett more touches. He's been on the team longer. He's proven to have like a longer record of good chemistry with the rest of the team. That all makes sense. But yeah, I just don't understand Brad Stevens and Joe Mazzulla's thought process behind keeping Neemias Queta on the bench as much as they do. I just think like they're not losing anything by giving him more touches and minutes. Especially when it comes to rebounding. And this goes for both Luke Cornett and Neemias Queta. If you give both of those guys more touches and minutes, you will, mark my words, you will see them contributing to the Celtics out-rebounding teams by double. Like, we've seen that in games where they'll have, 60 rebounds compared to the other team's 30, and that's critical.
No, exactly. And you mentioned Neemias Queta being that, physical force. I think that since we lost Rob Williams, we did good on the offensive rebounding in that series versus Miami, but we don't have that key offensive rebounder since losing him. Porzingis does a solid job. Horford does a solid job. But Brissett and Neemias are, kind of those two guys who dominate in that role as being that energy guy, going for those offensive rebounds. And even though we've seen some success with it in those prior series, I would love to see it kind of worked into Cleveland especially as well. With no Jarrett Allen, maybe even running Neemias to try to get someone would be nice. Like you mentioned, there's no harm, there's no foul with running him there and trying it out, and just, even if it's for 2 to 3 minutes, just to see how he is and just to see if it works or not, because we saw in other games as well, towards the end of the season when he got that run, even if playing 2 to 3 minutes, he was I believe there was one game versus the Wizards where he played 5 minutes and had 8 points and 4 rebounds, just absolutely insane stats from him. He gives it his all. He gives it that hustle. He gives it that energy. So I agree with what you're saying.
And absolutely, the other thing about Neemias Queta is that you'll sometimes see with bigs or really any kind of hustle player that they're all energy sometimes and no finesse. Certainly, people accused Marcus Smart of that. Whether or not those were valid arguments is up for debate. But I feel like Neemias Queta is the perfect balance of a hustle guy and a defensive technician. Not to mention, once again, he's big and physical. What stands out to me the most is I can't remember if it was that New Year's Eve game where we were in San Antonio. It was one of the games we played against the Spurs where he literally just laid out Wemby. just laid the poor guy out. I mean, that's probably one of my favorite highlights from the season.
No, I know what you mean. He, like you mentioned, he's that guy that gives it his all. He goes 100%, and that motor comes over from being a guy fighting for that contract spot. He was a guy on a two-way contract for a majority of this season. He obviously really wanted to make the NBA, become that first Portuguese player to get a standard NBA contract. And as Celtics fans over here, and as a Portuguese person myself, I'm very ecstatic to see him get that and get that recognition. And I truly think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he can grow from that as well. I know that we talked about Luke Cornett a little bit, but if he has a good playoff performance, he could be on and out the door this offseason with a team offering him a bag. And a guy like Neemias Queta or even a guy like Xavier Tillman, having those guys available on contract and just young, big bodies to kind of grow with this new CBA is huge, especially if you lose a guy in Luke Cornett, because you mentioned some great points. I think that Neemias Queta could even possibly grow to be that backup big next season with this squad.
Absolutely. And going back to this current playoff series, one idea that just came to my mind has to do with because we've noticed the Celtics have sort of adopted a more load management style. I mean, one of the things I think is a big contributor to their success is that they've combined the pace and space style of the 2010s Warriors with the load management style of the Spurs with Pop and Tim Duncan. So could what I kind of want to see, I'd be very curious to see in this series is, for times when they're resting the stars, I think the following lineup could be great, which is absolutely great. You have Derek White at the 1, kind of as a combo guard, doing his thing. You have Sam Hauser at the 2,
Yep.
Xavier Tillman at the 3, Tatum at the 4, and Neemias Queta at the 5.
Okay.
I think, second quarter, third quarter, when in a situation where you need to rest Jaylen Brown or Drew Holiday or whoever else, I think that could be such a good lineup because it still has that versatility and it still allows the stars to get rested as needed.
No,
I'd be very curious.
I would say my only tweak would be moving Tillman and Tatum. I think that Tatum would work better at the 3 with Tillman more at the 4. But a lineup of that 5, I think would still be solid. Obviously, you would have Neemias getting the boards, being a great backup big man, getting block shots. Tillman helping out and just being a great defender. But then you ultimately have Tatum and Derek White, 2 of the best shooters on this squad, alongside Sam Hauser, basically being able to fire from 3-point range and dominate. Tatum obviously getting to get to the rack. Derek White being able to shoot and play some better defense. Hauser, ultimately, in my opinion, one of the best shooters in the NBA, I truly think. I don't know how you feel about that, but his stats just go to
Solid
show
agreement.
it. And even though it is a little biased, his stats go to show you that he is so consistent from 3-point range. He's such a great defender. He's one of the best 3-and-D wings, and I wouldn't be shocked if he gets a contract next season. We do have the club option, so he will be back. But next offseason, I wouldn't be shocked if a team offers him a Grayson Allen type extension, 4 years, $70 million, or possibly a Duncan Robinson type as contract. Maybe not as big of a value, but something around the middle of those, because this man is, I think, a better defender than Duncan Robinson. Might be on the same level of Grayson Allen, but definitely a bet on the same level as shooting as those type 2 guys.
Without a doubt. I completely agree with you, Bruce. And on top of that, with this lineup that we're talking about, another thing that could be great is if the smaller guys, they can run the pick and roll through either Queta or Tillman.
Yeah. I think that would help too. I even think Pritchard running a nice pick and roll with Tillman or Queta would be nice as well. I know that's obviously not in the lineup, but just having him being a bench guy like that, I love when the ball is in his hands and just setting up that offense. Derek White does a fantastic job as well. You know what I mean? They both do a great job. But those 2 guys being our facilitators, even Drew Holiday as well, man. Just all of our guards know how to handle the ball, keep that pressure, keep it up. What are your kind of predictions for the series? What is your? I think you said Celtics in 6, right?
Yes, I don't think it's going to be as much of a walk in the park as it was against the Heat. I think 6 is very doable. I think we win Game 1 tomorrow, if for no other reason than that the Cavs got pushed to 7.
Yep.
So they're going to be much more tired
Yep.
than we are. We've been resting for the last week, so we have So put another way, we have no reason not to win this game. Um, I see us winning game one, possibly winning game two, but it's going to be a nail biter. Might even go to overtime because um, us winning game one will be like splashing a big bucket of cold water in the face of the Cavs.
Yep.
Um, as for games three and four, I'm not entirely sure who takes them. I just know that I think the series will be decided in 6 games. Um, and most importantly, we have home court advantage throughout the playoffs. So I
Yep.
think that'll be critical for us.
You mentioned having home court advantage. The Celtics only lost one game at home this entire year to an Eastern Conference opponent, and it was to the New York Knicks towards the end of the season where they got blown out, were resting guys, all that type of stuff. So, again, I think that's a key factor into it. I kind of agree with you. I think that this series is going to go in the favor of the Celtics in 5 or 6 games. It all depends. Will the Cavaliers have a game where Max Strus, Georges Niang, and Karis LeVert help them to get a game alongside Donovan Mitchell? Because Donovan Mitchell is that fantastic scorer, fantastic creator. He's going to be able to put that hoop through that basket and have some, rivaling matches with some rivaling runs with this Celtics team. I ultimately don't know if they'll be able to make the series competitive, but I think, winning a game or two, possibly even a game where the Celtics just don't show up on offense is something that's plausible because we saw that in that one game with the Heat where in game two, they came out shooting on fire. And even though the Celtics were a little lackluster, they were still in it. They only lost by 10 points. I think that the Cavaliers in an instance like that will be able to, cement that victory a little bit bigger than the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, that's a valid point. I think Max Strus could go off. Though, in my opinion, I think it's probably more likely that we'll see a big game from Darius Garland
Mm-hmm.
because like that dude can shoot. Like here's what I predict. I can see a game where the three is not falling for us. We're shooting 29, 30, 31% from three. Meanwhile, Darius Garland and the Cavs are shooting phenomenally from three. I see that giving us some problems here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we have the plan B of the Jays driving to the basket, getting fouls, slowing down the pace of the game to get those three free throws and ones. I also think if we can get the Cavs players called for some shooting fouls, that could be
Yep.
amazing for us.
Yeah, that would be huge. We saw with the Miami Heat some of the games with the refereeing and the fouls. Celtics sometimes would the Heat. I remember one game. I don't remember what the name off the top of my head what specific game it was, but they had like 10 free throws before the Heat had compared to one. So it's going to be cool or weird or just obviously just a weird time to see and evaluate how the refereeing is going to be for the Celtics against the Celtics going into this new series. We obviously know that they were going to allow it to be a little bit more physical because it's the playoffs and it's the Celtics versus Miami. We'll see if that physicality, kind of keeps a pace with the Cleveland Cavaliers team. Nako, do you have anything else to say about this Celtics team?
No, I mean, I think again, I don't. The series hasn't started yet. There's
Yep.
just so much that we haven't seen yet. I'm looking forward to this series. It's going to be a fantastic series. I'm also looking forward to the Minnesota Denver series in the
Same
West.
here.
That's going to be sensational.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, aside from that, thank you so much for inviting me on
Of
this,
course.
Colin. The
Thank you so much
conversation has
for
been
tuning
wonderful
in.
as always.
Of course, man. Again, I appreciate you so much for coming on and joining us today on this Radio Collins stream. And again, as long as we keep doing these throughout the weeks, I hope to see you more of them, and hopefully we can have some more chats.
Best believe you will. Thank you
Of
so much,
course.
Bruce.
Thank you so much, my guy. Have a great rest of your day, and go Boston Celtics.
Go Celtics.
Go Celtics. All right. Shout out to my guy, Nako, for joining the stream and hanging out with us. Like I mentioned, if you guys want to be a part of this, if you guys want to be the next person to join the stream, join the Discord. It is pinned as the comment when you click on the stream. You click the link, go down to the Celtics Digest feed, click the waiting room, and click a thumbs up emoji. If you send the thumbs up emoji, you will be allowed to come back into the stream and participate. Currently, we're waiting on our guy Mars to come into the stream. So Mars, if you're still here and you would still like to participate, you're welcome to come in. But if anybody else in the chat or in the stream here would like to participate, would like to join, send a chat down below. Let me know that you're joining, and then put the thumbs up in the waiting room, and I'll pull you right up or tell you when to come up. Here we go. Let's look at the chat as I've been busy talking to my guy. We got Josh Crampton in here. What's up, Josh? He says, agreed. Sometimes we get lazy and start launching threes when they ain't hitting at a good field percentage. Exactly. We need to stop and be able to fix it. Celtics Roblox is here. Someone saying he's sorry he has to go somewhere, which is why you missed the stream. No worries, Celtics Roblox. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully to catch you in the next stream. T Snizzle's asking, how do you talk in the live stream chat thing? You got to join the Discord, T Snizzle. I believe you're in the Discord, my guy. So again, if you want to participate, just hit a thumbs up in the waiting room, and you could be available. Do we know Jared Allen's status for this series, Josh Crampton? Unfortunately, we do not. What we do know is that he has a rib injury that's been bothering him. He was obviously out for Game 6 and Game 7 versus the Cavs versus Magic series at the end of it. And he is having some trouble with raising his arms and working his ribs, which seems like a clear issue for the center. My honestly timetable and expectations is that he's probably going to be out 1 to 2 more weeks. I'd expect that it would, they want to rehab him, make sure he's fully healthy, make sure he doesn't re-aggravate this if they were somehow to, somehow surprise the Boston Celtics and beat them. So ultimately, I think the Cavs will rest and wait for him to go. Do I think that he will be back for this series? I don't know, but 1 to 2 weeks would be my guess. Charles Miller's in here saying his volume is great, had to turn volume down. Great. I'm glad that the volume was working. I know that was an issue last time. Celtics Roblox is saying, can you wait for me? It's going to take a while, though. Depends how long, Celtics Roblox. We were going to end the stream a little bit earlier, but then our boy Nako joined it, had some fun with us. So, again, absolutely perfect with him. Deodat asking what's up with my hair. I got a haircut. Or if you're talking about me fixing my hair, it's just me having a tick. Fixing my hair. Life's Quiet Journey saying the goal is the NBA champs 2024, 1 game at a time. Exactly, that's the goal. That's the dream that we all want. Trust me, Life's Quiet Journey. I want to be absolutely having a blast in June when the duck boats come and I can have my towel right here and I can, yeah. T Snizzle's waiting? Okay. Well, if T Snizzle's waiting, Celtics Roblox, T Snizzle, come on up. T Snizzle, if you want to be part and you want to come on up, my guy. T Snizzle, if you're waiting, come on up. We'll wait 3 to 5 minutes. Celtics Roblox, do you know how long it is going to take? Do you know how long it is possibly going to be? Idiot Box Entertainment is in here. I like your name. That's actually I really like that name, Idiot Box Entertainment. That sounds like a joke that I would crack. So again, I like it. But he's saying, Bruce, I'm going to start calling people idiot boxes from now on. But he says, who do you fear the most in the East? So I said this at the beginning of the playoffs, and I'm sticking with it. Is a team that is still alive, and it is the New York Knicks. I said this from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks have the depth to match the Boston Celtics. You look at this Knicks team, fully healthy with no injuries. Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. You look at the bench, you got guys like Deuce McBride. You got another guy in Josh Hart. You got another guy in Bojan Bogdanovic. You got another guy in Precious Achiuwa. You got another guy in Isaiah Hartenstein. You got another guy in Alec Burks. You got another guy in Shake Milton, Jericho Sims. The depth goes on. And I know that they have injuries. They don't have Julius Randle anymore. They don't have Bojan Bogdanovic anymore. But they will have key players and key pieces to step up. If a guy has a bad game, throw in Shake Milton, throw in Alec Burks, see how he works with this lineup. I'm telling you, Thibodeau does not like to experiment, likes to run his guys through the mud, but if it's not working, he will try his best to figure it out, and he has the best team to do that with. So much depth, so many options. Again, a guy like Precious Achiuwa, who was all right in that Sixers versus Knicks series, could go off 1 or 2 games versus the Boston Celtics and absolutely dominate as that backup 4 or 5. I really was happy that the Celtics got the Cavs versus Magic second round. That was the team I ultimately wanted to see, because I wanted to see the Knicks have to go through, the Sixers and the Bucks and the Pacers, as those are, the next kind of teams to be able to work. But I do believe that The Knicks are the toughest team just because they have the depth, and I'm happy that they had to, they don't have to go through the Bucks. They got to go through the Pacers because the Pacers already took care of the Bucks. But I was happy that we didn't have to worry about any of those teams. You're saying same, but they may crack after the pressure. The Jays have better experience, but I agree with you, and that's the key where I agree so as well. Idiot Box. The Jays have that experience. Jalen Brunson versus a guy in Jason Tatum is going to be crazy to see, but Jalen Brunson being guarded by Derek White and Drew Holiday alongside Dante DiVincenzo. I'm telling you, those guys are going to work their hardest. And even though Josh Hart's a great defensive piece, OG Anunoby is a great defensive piece, Isaiah Hartenstein's a great key piece. I think that we'll be able to overpower them with our star power. I think that they have the best depth, but I do believe that our power overrides their depth. T Snizzle, to activate the stream, come into the streaming thing with me. So if you can see in the Discord, you are in the waiting room. You sent the thumbs up. That is fine. Come join the streaming chat. And come join. It is open for you to join. You come in here, have a nice chat with me, and then we're good. We look in the Celtics takes here. Let's see if anybody else is talking. Uh-oh, we got him. Is this T? T Snizzle? In the live, in the flesh? Are we here? He unmutes the mic.
Yo, what's up?
T Snizzle! What's up?
What's poppin', yo? I think damn, my volume not working.
Nah, you good. No, you're good. Your volume's working. I can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear you in the stream as well.
Damn, bro, what the fuck?
You're good.
This shit not working. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, you're good. Can you not hear me?
You said what?
Can you not hear me, or can you hear me?
Nah, I can't hear me.
Oh, you're good. You can hear yourself through the... I can hear you through the stream.
I'm about to just pull your joint up on another app. Let me see if that works.
You're good. You're good. I have it on... Like, I have the stream...
Hold on 1 second.
You're good. I have your voice on the stream right now, so your voice can be heard through the stream. Celtics Roblox, it might be your lucky day.
I kinda hear you now. Kinda.
Okay. So how are we doing, T Snizzle?
Digest. There we go. That's better.
We can hear you? We good?
All right. I think our biggest problem is like not a lot of teams could beat us, but we could beat ourselves. So I feel like if we're not picking up rebounds, we're gonna be not good.
Nah, I agree with you on that, my guy. That's what I was saying. Our key piece to beating Miami was getting those.
So if we're not getting rebounds, our biggest problem is like not a lot of teams could beat us, but we could beat ourselves. So I feel like if we're not picking up rebounds.
So you think that if we get the rebounds and we are able to dominate down low how we did with Miami, we'll be able to take care of this team in Cleveland?
Yeah. So if we're not getting rebounds.
Hello? I don't know if T Sizzle's here. I don't know if he can hear me. I can hear him.
Sorry, my thing's glitching a little bit.
Nah, you're good. Can you hear me still? I just want to make sure you're good.
I'm here.
Okay, good. So you think we need to get the rebounding, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, my thing's glitching a little bit.
Nah, you're good. Can you hear me still?
Yes.
I just want to make sure you're good.
I'm here.
Okay, good. So you think we need to get the rebounding, right?
For sure. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, my
Hold up, T Snizzle. I'm gonna figure this out real quick. I think you're like echoing out here. So just let me.
I'm here. Okay.
I'm gonna.
For sure.
Let me fix this. Okay. So T Snizzle is muted for the moment because it is echoing through the mic. So 1 second, T Snizzle. I'm just gonna see if we can fix this. But let's see. T Snizzle, are we back? We good? T Snizzle is
muted for the moment because it is.
I can hear the echoing through the thing.
Yeah.
Fix this.
Oh.
He can't hear me, I don't think, and that's where the problem is. So.
T-Snizzle, are we back? We good?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't hear me.
I can hear your the
Let me fix this real quick.
Yeah, it's working on mine.
He can't hear me, I don't think, and that's where the problem is. So T-Snizzle, are we back? We good? Yeah.
T-Snizzle, if you can hear me, turn up your laptop volume and turn down your mic volume so that people can't hear the stream through the cord, but you can hear me. I think that will be the case to solve the issues here, ladies and gentlemen, as we, again, try to get this fixed up for all of you. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody hitting that like button as well. Like I mentioned, if you guys want to be part of these streams, if you guys want to be a part of the Radio Collins, join the Discord link down below and send a thumbs up in the waiting room.
Is it working now?
T-Snizzle, can you hear me? I can hear you. I can hear you. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
The stream can hear you as well. I don't think he can hear me, which is our issue here. Hello? All right. Unfortunately, T-Snizzle, I do not think it is working. So we'll figure this out for next time. Cool Genuine Phil's in here. What's up, Cool Genuine Phil? How are we doing?
All right.
Are you excited for the series? Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section, what you guys think. I don't know if he can hear me.
Hello?
Hi, T-Snizzle. I can hear you perfectly fine. I just don't think you can hear me, and I think you can only hear me through my stream. Oh, you can hear me. Yeah, but can you only hear me through like your app that's coming through YouTube? So I can hear you through my mic and through my YouTube. I don't know if you can hear me through your.
Yeah.
No worries, T-Snizzle. It's all good. We'll get you in for the next one, my guy. We'll figure it out. Me and you can have a chat either tomorrow or the next day and figure out how to get this all situated so we can get you up on here. Because I know you're a longtime supporter. You're a big fan of the Digest Media. And I want to have you on the videos talking, hanging out with us.
I only hear you through YouTube.
Yeah, no, he's good. I'll definitely get this fixed with your boy T-Snizzle. And we can get it worked out so that he can hear me through the Discord and through the YouTube here. But if anybody else would like to join, if everybody else would like to be a part of the stream, like I mentioned, join the waiting room. Let me know down below in the chat. I know that Celtics Roblox wanted to join the stream. Celtics Roblox, are you still willing to want to join the stream? Kind of figure that out here. Kind of figure out what everybody's saying, what everybody's thinking. For sure, T-Snizzle, we'll definitely get it for next time. We'll definitely get you up here. We'll definitely get to work for it. And like I mentioned, if you guys are enjoying the stream, if you guys are enjoying hanging out here, tomorrow we're going to have a live watch-along stream with Brandon Slater. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, and it's going to be a good time. No worries, Celtics Roblox. It's all good. So with that, we're kind of wrapping up. We had a great time, a great chat with our boy Nako. We also had a fantastic tried to do a chat with T-Snizzle, but it's A-OK. But like I mentioned, we had a blast. We had a little bit over an hour stream here, breaking down this Celtics-Cavs preview, going over the matchup, going over the teams. Like I mentioned, what I think is the Celtics are going to be able to get the best of this series, beating the Cavaliers with or without Kristaps Porzingis. I'm believing in our squad. I think we're going to get it done in at least 5 or 6 games, and I'm very, very excited to see how it ends up overall. Drop down below your thoughts, your expectations, what you guys think. And make sure to stay up to date. Like I mentioned, we're going to have another live watch along tomorrow. Me, Isaac, Brandon Slater from the main Celtics. Should be a fantastic time. We hope to catch you all there, answering all your questions, going over the G League, going over the regular team. It should be an absolute blast. And like I mentioned, we'll be doing these radio call-in live streams once a week. I know I said I want to do it once a week, so we'll be doing it. Regardless, when a Celtics game is not happening, we'll have it. We'll keep you up to date so you guys can be more up to date on this. We can have more people in here, more community. And we can have more of you guys hitting that waiting room, sending those thumbs up, and joining us. I want to give a shout out to our 2 speakers that came out today that joined us, Celtics Roblox, in our voice last time. And we hope to catch you all back tomorrow for another big stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this one, where we broke down the Celtics and Cavs preview matchup. I'm Bruce Velez. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video and stream.